What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and I'm here with the gorgeous, marvelous
Gersh1!
And today, we're here to bring you For the Greater
WAAAGH!
This is a video series where you ask us questions and we answer them. And you put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first.
I like how you do a better job doing the intro at the end
than in the beginning. Make sure to comment on this video specifically. Our regular 40 facts videos, you could ask us questions, but more than likely we're not going to answer them on these videos. Well, we're never going to answer them on these videos because we don't do that. We don't jump around. We're not heathens. But anyways, that is what Patrick Chung did. And he asks, are there female Necrons? Good question, Patrick. And the answer is, kinda?
Yeah. I mean, it's 2018. Let's not assume genders here. But I do believe in the lore. They said that there are indeed Necron lords that are female.
Yep. And the reason for that is only Necron lords maintained their personality after they became Necrons.
Right.
Because you got to remember that the Necron tier their souls were basically absorbed by the Catan. All except for the silent... what is it called? Well, it was the Triarch? No.
The Silent King?
It was the Silent King, and then there's two other ones, right? But anyways, only the higher-ups of the Necron Society maintain their personality. Which means, do they keep their souls? They probably didn't keep their soul, right? You would think that they would be smart enough to be like, you know what, we'll keep our soul... take the souls of everybody else, but maybe that would prevent them from becoming Necrons. But anyways, so they were the only ones that were able to maintain who they were in the past, and if they were females in the past, they're going to be females now.
Well, really?
Maybe.
Depends on what they identify with.
Yeah, because if you had a female Necron tier who wanted to become a male Necron, he's a male Necron now, and vice versa. Good question, though.
Yeah. One thing, though, that I do want to say is that, I don't know if you covered it, but you said all Necron warriors they're mindless. Like, they don't...
Oh, yeah.
There's no gender there. They're just all robots.
Yep. They're basically think of the... No, because mummies, technically, you could be a female mummy.
Unless you're a robot mummy.
Just listen to what the Sound Alchemist said. There's no need for me to add that extra bit. Next question.
This one is by FongLin100. If you guys don't like Matt Ward so much, why not petition GW to have him demoted or stop writing codices? So Matt Ward, he tends to up the ante with each codice that comes out. I believe it was in 5th edition where the Grey Knights came out and they were instantly, top of the line. They had an ability called Plasma Siphon, which any plasma weapons used against them were essentially ineffective. So that basically shut down the Tau going up against them because they got plasma rifles and whatnot. So that was a huge thing. But because he did this, now every other codex had to be, just bumped up to the next level. So it really sucked for the codex that came right before the Grey Knights. Because it's going to be years before they get to it. So they're just going to be completely out of the main loop, the competitive side of 40K.
Yeah, and you kind of get that now. Well, no, you don't get that now. Now, really, like when the Tau came out, the Codex for the Tau came out, it wasn't like they became a powerhouse. Mm-mm. Nothing really changed. So I think 8th edition, we're in 8th edition, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8th edition has done a good job of not doing that to a major extent, right?
Right. I mean, yeah, you could kind of find loopholes, find little quirks and whatnot where, this guy is completely unkillable, but then you're pouring all these points where it evens out at the end.
Yeah, and is Matt Ward even still making rules?
I don't know. I don't think so.
But yeah, we don't hate him. We just
he power creeped it. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Next question comes from Lone Goat 81. How do you think the Primarchs would have turned out if they swapped homeworlds, like Vulcan on Nostromo? Ooh. So Nostromo was the Night Lords or the Night Hunters domain, which was always covered in dark, right?
It was always night.
It's basically Gotham. Crime ran rampant. And Vulcan, because you got to remember that each individual Primarch had a piece of the Emperor's personality or like traits, and Vulcan's traits was
I guess his humanity, like he was more kind.
Yeah, he was also the biggest and the baddest. So I think him being born in Nostromo would have. Well, I mean, maybe his skin wouldn't have been that way.
Right, because I mean, obviously, he has black skin because of the soot, the volcanic ash in the atmosphere. And in Nostromo, it'd probably be the opposite, because it's like you got complete darkness, and that kind of stems with
the pale skin.
Pale skin, yeah.
That the Night Hunter had. So then that would be the big difference. But I think in terms of personal trait, maybe he would have created, like Vulcan would have created, like a beacon of light. Well, but then again, so did the Night Hunter, right?
But he was more brutal with his tactics.
Okay, yeah.
He'd be like the Superman to the Batman. He'd be there for the people, and he'd be a shining beacon, a shining light. Whereas the Night Hunter, Conrad Kurz, he'd be the Dark Knight.
Yeah, but that also does make me realize that maybe for some Primarchs, them turning traitor would have to occur. Like, oh no, not even. Because I'm thinking like Lorgar would have always been bad, but no, Lorgar was the way that he was because of Corferon and because of the cult that was already there before he was placed in there. So like if you had a Primarch like Sanguinius born on what's Lorgar's homeworld? Well, whatever his homeworld was, and he was encountered by the same people as Lorgar, maybe Sanguinius would have been seen as like a god
because he has the angelic wings.
Yeah,
that brings the whole nature versus nurture theory and conversation starter.
Yeah,
because it's like, are you based on your surroundings, so they're shaping you to become this, or are you going to be you based on your personality? So that's being said that no matter where they put the Primarchs, are they always going to be that Primarch that we know now because that's who they are, or was it because they were raised in that environment?
Yeah, this is a really good question, because now I'm thinking, like, what if Magnus the Red was born on Fenris and Leman Russ on, what is it, Tisca or whatever?
No, Tisca was the
city?
The city. I believe it's called Prospero.
Oh, Prospero, yeah. Because then that means that Magnus the Red and his psychic abilities would have still manifested, but there's always been a theory that there's a hidden Slanesh cult within Fenris. So would Magnus the Red become like more towards Slanesh? Is it Slanesh or Tzeentch? I think it's Slanesh, but that's what's on Fenris. And then would Leman Russ have like he's basically a non-psyker in a psychic world? Would he have just hated psychic abilities more, or would psychic abilities manifested because of all of the psychicness around Prospero? That's really interesting and really cool.
Yeah, nice, interesting question.
We might explore it in some of the 40 Facts videos. Thanks. Next one.
This one's by the homie Robbie G, aka Rawoot Gilliman. Do you guys think any major event involving the Emperor of Mankind will happen anytime soon?
Yeah, I kind of feel like yeah, because every single time they bring a Primarch, which the rumor is that Leman Russ, right? They have to interact somehow with the Emperor. Gilliman talked to the Emperor.
Yeah, he got his friggin' sword from him.
Yeah, Magnus the Red tried to, jump into Terra. So did the other guy too, right? Mortarion? Did Mortarion ever interact with the Emperor? Or try to reach Terra?
I think he tried to reach because there were the plague wars going on and Gilliman fought Mortarion. Yeah.
But yeah, so I think at some point, when the next Primarch comes out, there's going to be a little extra bits of the Emperor. I don't think anything major, but then again, we're always wrong.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see, because we could say, oh yeah, nothing's going to happen to the Emperor. Tomorrow comes out, yeah, the Emperor walked off of his throne and he's leading the Great Crusade now.
Okay.
Or what's it called? That's not the Great Crusade, the new
one?
Indomitus.
The Indomitus. No, the Indomitus Crusade is over.
No, what's the new thing called?
Nothing. It's just Gilliman trying to run the Imperium, and then the Ultramar campaign is like expanding Ultramar. And I think he's doing away with the Codex Astartes, isn't he?
He wrote the thing, though.
Yeah, but he saw that the flaws in the Codex Astartes, I think.
He thinks.
Good question, though. Did we answer it?
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe.
Yeah. I mean, probably not, but maybe.
Next question comes from Rick Us Jamesus. Rickus Jamesus. Why do you think that the Emperor's biological children, the Sensei, are naturally drawn to defeating the Imperium? And what do you think they'd or one would be in a successful coup? So the Sensei are... So supposedly back when the lore was pretty young, it said that the Emperor had children. And these children were still around even after he was enthroned in the Golden Throne. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And those Sensei were seeking out chaos and looking to destroy chaos for his father's sake. That's not true anymore. Sensei don't exist.
Right. They're not a thing. They're not canon.
Mm-hmm.
But say that if that was a thing still, I think the whole reason why you're thinking maybe they're betraying their father or going towards chaos would be because it's like, think of it as like a father-son relationship. You're always trying to become better than your father. Like, he sets the example for you. He may set you on a certain path, but at the end of the day, you are your father's son. There's some kind of trait or something that's going to get passed down to you. Mm-hmm. So maybe they think, oh, I see the errors of my father's way. If I was in charge of the Imperium, this is how I would do it. And the best way, or the easiest way to do that, is to join chaos. So it's like you gotta take the bad in order to do some good. We'll see.
Yeah. And then would they be powerful enough to take control of the Emperor? No, because at the end of the day, kind of opposite to what reality is, because in reality, usually the son is a little better than the father, because everything gets downloaded to the son, and then the son goes up or whatever. Even though most, parents might not agree with that, but I think that's how it's supposed to be. With the Emperor, it's not the same, because the Emperor is the offspring of the sacrificing of all those psychers. The Sensei is just a kid from that, so it's like not.
I mean, think of it this way: it's like you got Zeus and then you got Hercules.
Yeah, exactly. One's a god and one's a demigod.
I mean, try as he might, Hercules won't be as great as Zeus, or maybe he is. It's all about personal opinion.
Yep.
But it's 2018. Who has opinions?
Last question.
This one's by Jimmy Bridges. Hey, is Christopher Bridges your brother?
Who's Christopher Bridges?
Luda.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's Ludacris.
I didn't know.
Chris Bridges. When Lehman Russ returns, I'll call him up. I'll let him talk to you to explain.
Oh, okay.
When Lehman Russ returns from the warp, will he have a wicked grizzly beard? Seriously, that Forge World model almost turned me to the Dark Angels. Thanks for keeping me entertained while I paint my space wolves.
Ooh, that's some blasphemy right there.
Mm-hmm.
I agree that that model. I love the stance of the Forge World Lehman Russ model. The face is kind of like I don't. That's not how I see Lehman Russ. I don't see him that young.
Right. Yep.
And I don't really care about the beard. I just think that he doesn't look that young. Like who's Well, I mean, I was gonna say there's really old looking Primarchs, but Lorgar, he's really old looking. But anyways, so would he come back with a beard? Probably.
Yeah, because whenever I picture Lehman Russ, I picture redhead, beard, kind of like what's his name, Tormund from Game of Thrones. The wild
yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, hopefully that does happen. Why was he blonde in the Forge World?
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
Maybe that's just the artist's interpretation.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully it comes soon.
I mean, you could always paint it another color.
Yeah, blue.
Blue.
With that said, that's everything.
Thank you for asking these questions, guys. And hopefully these answers have entertained you and stopped your pondering minds to think about the nature versus nurture, because I'm still thinking about that.
With that said, guys, this was Gershwan,
Sound Alchemist, and we are out of here.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.